Hey everyone, welcome back to FinanceRox. I'm Roxanne. Today I am going to update my purchase procrastination list here in my money bullet journal. That includes adding new items that I'd like to purchase and then updating anything that I've either decided not to purchase, have purchased, or have been gifted. If you're new around here, I will include an explanation at the beginning here of what purchase procrastination is and why I recommend it for my personal finance coaching clients and, how it can be helpful to you. So what is purchase procrastination? Purchase procrastination is a system of logging the things that you want to buy, waiting a predetermined amount of time, and then deciding if you still want to buy it, prioritizing the items on the list to determine what can fit in your budget. It's a way to control impulse spending. So if you feel like you are a very impulsive spender, this is a really helpful way for you to get a better sense of control over your spending. This is a great way to give yourself a cooling off period. When you first see something that you want, there's a sense of excitement of, oh, I'd love to buy this thing. I've been wanting to buy this. There's an excitement there. So this just gives you a little cooling off period for you to think about, is that really the thing that I want the most? Was it just an impulse, temptation in the moment, but maybe not something that really fits into my life right now? So this little cooling off period is really helpful. How do you do it? The first step is to write down anything that you want onto a list. This is fancy version. I used to just do it on a sticky note on the front inside cover of my day planner. Write down the thing that I want and the date that I wanted it. Then you set an amount of time that you are going to wait before deciding on whether or not to buy that. I always wait until the following month, and I do this for budgeting reasons. If you wait until the next month, then you can prioritize the items on the list, pick the 1, 2, or 3 things that you want the most that will fit into your budget, and then purchase those items. And I will say, probably the most important tip on this, keep a written list. Our brains are garbage at remembering things, according to statistics, not me personally, but our brains are terrible at remembering things. So you want to write it down. And I find as soon as I write it down, it's like a self-respect thing. Like it's honoring the intention of the thing that I want. So many people try to just ignore their impulses, just ignore that desire to spend money. If I write it down, it's like I'm acknowledging that that's something that I want. I'm acknowledging that impulse. And even just writing it down a lot of the times will just make me feel so much better about it. It'll make me feel like I'm being good to myself. I'm treating myself well. It's really helpful to think about when is the right time to buy something. When is the right time to buy the items on your list? Because for the most part, I actually tell myself I can buy whatever I want to buy. It's just deciding, is now the right time to buy it? Does it fit in with my life right now? Does it fit in with my goals right now? Is it going to help me get to my goals sooner or less soon? Less sooner? Less soon? I won't go on about it anymore. Let's go ahead and jump into my bullet journal. The other great thing about, every time I talk about this purchase procrastination list, I can't help but go over all the things I love about it. It also helps you to prioritize things, because I've realized with prioritizing your wants, it's not about just asking yourself, do I want this or not? Because a lot of the times the answer is yes. Do I want a bookcase? Yes. Do I want a milk frother? Yes. It's so helpful to stop asking yourself, do I want this, yes or no, and start asking yourself, do I want this more than the other things on my list? Or do I want this more than paying off debt? Do I want this more than my saving up an emergency fund? Making it more of a values decision based on your other priorities is really, really helpful. And it gets you out of that binary yes or no, do I want this? Because yeah, of course I want it. That's not a good enough reason to buy it though. I have to want it more than I want these other things in order to justify it. So, okay, enough about that. Let's go ahead and update it. So I'll start with things that were purchased. And I have just a little key up here. If it's not filled in, it's to purchase. Filled in once it's fully purchased. And canceled, I just fill in half of the bubble, which means I either was gifted it or decided I didn't want it for whatever reason. So like I had Kindle on here and a friend of mine watched one of these videos and she was like, hey, I have this old Kindle that I was going to give for a giveaway I ended up not doing. Do you want it? And I was like, yes, please. Wonderful. So went ahead and canceled that because we were gifted one. So things to update. I was gifted a Rocket book. It's a smart digital notebook, reusable notebook that my husband gifted me for my birthday. So go ahead and fill that in. Since it was my husband gifting it to me, I went ahead and did the full, we technically paid for it. Reusable produce bags. I did get some of those finally. They are wonderful, but I probably have too many, but still really like them. A retractable dog leash. We got one of those for our month-long digital nomad vacation experiment. Same thing with a dog kennel. Both were very helpful, so go ahead and mark those as completed. And again, those were also from 2021. Let's see, a new pair of slippers. I asked my mother-in-law for a pair for Christmas, so I got a pair of slippers gifted, so just mark that as canceled. A corner punch for crafting. I got one of those for my birthday. Desert Flora Tombow markers, same. Got a few little crafty things. Okay, so that's all of the existing items. Now I don't know if you can see, but I've been writing in pencil the new items, and then I just wanted to fill those in with you guys so that you can kind of see them one at a time. So the first one here is a bread box. I realized it'd be nice to have a little bit better counter organization in our kitchen. And right now we just have bread strewn about on the countertops. Go ahead and put that on there for now. Okay, I have a friend that has a smart trash can. I didn't know this existed, but like you just wave and the lid opens. Right now we have like a $1 garage sale trash can that doesn't even have a lid, which makes our kitchen pretty stinky sometimes. So I put fancy trash can on here. Bougie, I know. Something I'm kind of interested, something I'd like to keep track on. It was cool in copper too, and I'm a sucker for copper, as you might be able to tell. Definitely not a high priority item, but just something I thought was cool. Dream house stuff. The next one, strappy sandals. So a friend of mine has the, can't remember what the brands are. Oh, like Chaco, kind of like hiking sandals, which sounds wrong, but everyone swears by them, so kind of want to know what all the rage is about. Oh, and then I'm putting the date. Bread box I wrote on here in January. Those two were February. The next one are compression cubes for traveling. So I have some zippering, oh gosh, what are they called? They're they might just be called travel cubes. Let me know in the comments if you know what they're called. But they're not the compression kinds. So the compression cubes have 2 zippers. So you put your clothes into this like nylon slippy bag, and then you just zip it closed. But the compression ones you zip it closed, and then there's another zipper on the outside that you zip around, and it compresses the fabric to take up less room in your suitcase. So that was from April of 2022. Oh my gosh, it's hard to write sideways. Okay, April 22, good enough. Okay, a cooler with latches. So we have a cooler that we were gifted, and it's a really nice cooler. My dad gifted it, but the zipper is really hard for me to open and close because it's a waterproof zipper, which is great if you're going like floating and you want to bring beer, but for just like an everyday kind of like day adventure travel cooler, I'd kind of like to have one that just latches closed, so that way it's a little easier for me to get in and out of, but still will like stay closed if it tips open. That's the update for now. Really, all of those things are low priority items, so I don't anticipate buying them anytime soon, but just wanted to share. I think it can be helpful to look at this kind of thing and also see that it's not always really big things. Sometimes it's just a little thing, like, A corner punch for my birthday was like, pretty sure it was like $6. I don't have a threshold for this. It's anything that's discretionary. So discretionary spending, like anything above your needs, are things that I would put on here. So it can be little things, it can be big things. What's the most expensive thing I have on here? Stuff for our camper. I did several camper projects last year. I just put camper mods on here, modifications. So there were several kind of expensive projects for that. Weights, a weight bench and weights, that's a pretty expensive one. Yeah, I think those are the two most expensive. Let me know, do you have anything on your purchase procrastination list? Anything you've been wanting to buy lately that you've been waiting to buy? Yeah, so let me know in the comments. And until next time, I hope your guys' finances rock. Bye. So if you're new here, welcome. And what is purchase procrastination? It is a